Just a few short miles from downtown Savannah and a quick trip over the Lazaretto Creek Bridge lies the coastal city of Tybee Island. In July of 2014, Tybee Island hosted a Hometown Connection, showcasing the unique features of the island as well as sharing the many infrastructure projects which are also underway. With a total area of only 3.2 square miles, Tybee Island boasts a level of diversity matched only by its quirky, relaxed attitude.
Anybody else has a tie on, it's got to come off. And somebody back there I saw, you got to take your tie off, make your tie move. We inherited this amazing community from the people who had been elected previously and all the people who have lived out here over the years. So our job is to not screw up a good thing. But then at the same time, to be responsible and to do what we need to do to make improvements.
It's such a jewel for the state of Georgia, such a jewel for us here in Chatham County, but more so just I think for the state of Georgia, the economic impact that it has and the significance that it plays in our area as far as tourism is concerned. And it's such a great destination for our state and such a great revenue producer for our state.
This close-knit community of nearly 3,000 residents finds itself in a unique position relative to other Georgia cities of the same size.
We don't have the skyscraper hotels, and we don't have we're more or less, a slice of Americana with a beach. And a lot of people really enjoy that because you don't really find that in the United States much anymore.
It's a challenge to manage a city that, in mid-January has about 3,000 people, but in mid-July has about 30,000 people. So we struggle with that, but we have worked it out. We get a lot of support and cooperation from elected officials at the state level, at the county level, at the federal level to help make it work on Tybee, and we've been doing really well.
We've got a lot of restaurants and a lot of hotels, so we have a lot of visitors we got to take care of, and it's always a constant educational process with our visitors.
I have 4 different crews here. I have a heavy construction road maintenance crew. We have a fleet maintenance crew that takes care of all the city's fleet. I have a building maintenance crew that takes care of all the buildings and does renovations. I also, when I came here, I had a right-of-way crew and a parks and recreation crew. I've merged those two because they overlap and try to be a little more efficient.
The staffing issues with the amount of people that we see with the traffic counts of 10, 12, 14,000 cars is the same officers we use when we only have 5,000 cars. And it's an enormous task that larger police departments would be staffing with 100 extra officers to have an event like we have, which is just a normal Saturday just at the beach with its own attractions.
So we currently have 28 volunteers, and we have 3 part-time firefighters, and we have 1 full-time firefighter. And so obviously it is a lot of responsibilities for the fire department. We also included in the operational procedures with emergency management and ocean rescue. That falls under the fire department also. We have 35 ocean rescue personnel, and we have 1 individual that handles emergency management. He stays on top of all the hurricanes and all the bad weathers and all the new flood laws.
Locally owned and operated small businesses, from restaurants to shopping, are the heart of Tybee.
Most of our businesses are locally owned and operated, which is extremely nice. They have a tie to the community that you really don't see in many other towns nowadays.
As temperatures drop, crowds start to thin, and it's a return to normal for a few short months. Tybee kicks into high gear, preparing to once again play host to tens of thousands who will come to enjoy all it has to offer. But even during the slow season, there's plenty going on.
The beach renourishment, that's one of our biggest long-term issues, is dealing with erosion. Because our beach erodes at a faster rate than it would naturally because of the man-made Savannah shipping channel, where sand kind of gets stuck down there and can't naturally replenish the beach. So the federal government recognizes that, and the state recognizes that, the county recognizes that, so we cobbled together enough money to pay for a $10.2 million project that's going on right now. It's actually happening a year early, and it's very important for 2 reasons. Number 1, to have a recreational beach for folks when they come down here, and number 2, to protect the island if we get hit by a strong tropical system.
We got a huge project going down Jones Avenue right now that hasn't been done in 50 years. Council has been very progressive in the last few years as far as putting money back for infrastructure improvements.
We're very blessed to have the community think enough of us to want to direct the city's funds through SPLOST to buy us a brand new police department.
One thing that we have seen an increase over the past couple of years are productions that are coming to Tybee to do filming for movies or television shows.
We stay pretty busy, and that's just our normal functions. But along with that, we have 32 special events a year. And you figure we get 52 weeks out of the year, so we stay busy with that.
Our responsibilities during the wintertime are much different than the summertime. It's beautiful and peaceful, and it's actually the time I like best is during the wintertime when it's quiet. During the summertime, we don't change the amount of officers that we have. And that 22 doesn't change. We have parades, marathons, and it's just about half of the weekends that we work.
Preserving the island is really important because you don't really see a whole lot of beachside communities that still have that strong year-round residency and also a feeling of community when you come in.
Our state legislators are always lobbying for us because they realize that 3,000 year-round residents cannot support an economy like Tybee without assistance from the state.
In this day and age, people are very skeptical of government at all levels. So when government works, sometimes people are surprised, I guess. But I think what has happened in particular with our renourishment is an example of government at the local level, the state level, the federal level, all working together, elected officials, people in the bureaucracies, people with the Army Corps of Engineers, all really working together to get something done that is a positive, on time and under budget. So that's a perfect example of people working together, and we certainly appreciate all the support that we get. But we really go out there and try to we have to educate our elected officials at the higher levels about how much of a resource Tybee is, not just for Tybee, but for the entire state. So if we didn't have this wonderful little community, people who vacation from outside the state or even from places up in Atlanta, they might go elsewhere. But instead a lot of them come to Tybee, and that is beneficial for the entire state when you look at sales tax revenue and for the businesses, for the people who own businesses. So this is really a resource not just for us here, but for the entire state.
With the commitment of local government and assistance from state and federal agencies, Tybee Island is truly making good on its pledge to improve the quality of life for those who live, work, and visit Tybee Island, and to enhance the cultural experience while preserving the community's barrier island heritage.